welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Faith, and today, guys, I'll be checking out Ben Shapiro as he reacts to Tim Scott's interview on The View. And you guys, I'm super excited as always, and without much ado, let's see what Ben Shapiro has to say in this video.
Well, folks, Tim Scott is running for president. He's a senator from South Carolina. His presidential candidacy, I'm not sure that it's going to go anywhere, but it is providing some pretty spectacular moments like this one where he roasted the women of The View. So Tim Scott, another Republican presidential candidate, he was on The View. And as you all know, one of my life ambitions is to one day be on The View because I think it would be hilarious and I think it would be wildly entertaining. The producers know about this. The producers are fully aware of it. When Meghan McCain was on the show, she tried to get me on the show many, many times. They always refuse. But Tim Scott had the opportunity to go on the show. And he had what was a particularly sweet media moment here in which he chastised Sunny Hostin essentially for her racially reductionist view of the world. Here is Tim Scott, the senator from South Carolina.
One of the things I think about, and one of the reasons why I'm on the show, is because of the comments that were made, frankly, on this show, that the only way for a young African-American kid to be successful in this country is to be the exception and not the rule. That is a dangerous, offensive, disgusting message to send to our young people today, that the only way to succeed is by being the exception. I look back at the fact that my grandfather, born in 1921 in Sally, South Carolina, when he was on a sidewalk, a white person was coming, he had to step off and not make eye contact. That man believed then, with some doubt now, in the goodness of America, because he believed that having faith in God, faith in himself, and faith in what the future could hold for his kids would unleash opportunities in ways that you cannot imagine. Every kid today can just change the stations and see how much progress has been made in this country. ABC, NBC, CBS, ESPN, CNN, Fox News all have African-American and Hispanic hosts. So what I'm suggesting is that the yesterday's exception is today's rule.
Okay, this is Scott's message. It's a very nice message. Do I think that he's going to win the presidential nomination? No. But do I think that he's going to say things that need to be said on issues of race in this race? Absolutely. And I think that was a really nice one. That was when, Sunny Hostin was trying to claim that Tim Scott was an exception, that black people in America can't succeed, and Tim Scott somehow escaped the boot of white supremacy in the United States, and he rebutted her. So yesterday, the CEO of Lululemon defended firing employees who had confronted thieves who were stealing product from the store. According to the New York Post, Lululemon CEO stands by his decision to axe two employees who called the cops while three masked men robbed a Georgia outpost, citing the company's zero-tolerance policy for intervening with the robbery as reason for firing the workers. Apparently, McDonald, his name is Calvin McDonald, he claimed that the two fired female workers were not fired for calling the cops, but because they didn't abide by company policy, which said they shouldn't engage with thieves. Because after all, it's just stuff. Now, here's the thing. It's not just stuff. The people who actually robbed the store ended up being arrested 12 miles away at another store robbing that store. So when you don't arrest criminals, you know what they end up doing? More crime. I know, it's a giant shock. But here's Lululemon CEO basically saying, if you feel like walking into a Lululemon today and stealing some yoga pants, go for it.
Two of your employees were fired relating to a theft that was happening in the store. There was talk that they were fired because they called the cops. You say that's not true. Can you just clarify what's happened here? Because it's gone viral, especially amid this wave of retail theft that we're seeing around the country.
In this particular case, we have a zero-tolerance policy that we train our educators on around engaging during a theft. Why? Because we put the safety of our team, of our guests front and center. It's only merchandise. At the end, they're trained to step back, let the theft occur, know that there's technology, there's cameras, and we're working with law enforcement.
Let the theft occur. Shop at Lululemon for free. Let the theft occur. Now, by the way, Lululemon was one of the big Black Lives Matter proponents, right? I mean, they're pretty on board with the police ACAB. The police are the bad guys here. So, have at it. I mean, fine. If that's the way that corporations are going to treat their own wares, if the suggestion by corporate rich companies like Lululemon is that this is all just breakage, it's just stuff, who cares? Then, all right, keep giving your money to Democrats, Lululemon, and then see how that works out for you. In San Francisco, here's how it worked out. The San Francisco mayor, after going through Chase Bowden, the DA of San Francisco, actually losing a recall election because he was letting every criminal in sight out without bail, basically. Now London Breed, who's big into the cops are bad movement, she's now requested a $63 million increase in spending for the cops. Breed's requested budget for the upcoming fiscal year is $14.6 billion. That's a record high for both San Francisco County and the city. That $63 million increase marks a 9% increase from what police would get from the 2022-2023 fiscal year, according to the San Francisco Chronicle. That is not a particular shock, given the fact that all of downtown San Francisco is basically now shutting down because, after all, it's just merch. It's just merchandise. By the way, the predictable result here is that shoplifting is not just a couple of people who are walking in and stealing a candy bar anymore. According to the Wall Street Journal, not enough attention has been paid to the toll that shoplifting is taking on retail workers who have to try to perform demanding jobs in cities where politicians have decided to tolerate such lawlessness. Market Watch columnist James Rogers writes, quote, half of retail and grocery workers witnessed a theft or attempted theft in their stores from October 2022 through mid-April 2023, according to research from learning provider Exonify. Retail and grocery associates are seeing a notable increase in hostile and violent situations. Over 20% of the respondents to Exonify's survey don't feel prepared to handle situations involving theft. 40% said they feel scared to go to work. And the enormous cost to business owners is going to be borne by workers and shoppers. You get to pay the price. Right? When there's breakage, you just pay a higher price. Brian Cornell, CEO of Target, who, again, when he is not pushing pride progress propaganda on small children with bathing suits so you can tuck your penis behind you, when he's not pushing that, he has put a number on the cost of inventory shrinkage. $500 million in lower profits this year. $500 million. So, okay, if this is the game that you want to play, corporate America, then you will reap the benefit of people stealing your crap. If you want to keep giving to Democrats who allow people to steal your crap in the name of racial equality or some such nonsense, then enjoy the results. Enjoy the fruits of your own stupid policy. Alternative reality has consequences because just like your truth, there's no such thing as your truth. There's only the truth. There is no alternative reality. There is just reality. And we are going to feel that reality come to fruition everywhere. We can pretend that there are no consequences to reality and going up against it. There are consequences to reality, and reality always wins.
You guys, that was such an interesting one from Ben Shapiro. And let me know your thoughts on Tim Scott going on The View and how he handled the question thrown at him from the View host. I really had fun reacting to this video, and let me know your thoughts about the Lululemon staff that were fired because they interrupted with the theft. And I really had fun reacting to this video. If you guys totally enjoyed watching, give it a massive thumbs up, comment, share, and all that good stuff. And this is me officially signing out. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye guys.